unfortunately. Right, a 28-year-old from Newham has been selected to represent the UK at next week's World Economic Forum in Davos. The annual event brings together political and business leaders, as well as those trying to make a difference in their communities. Alvin Carpio was asked to attend after lobbying government to address poverty. Alvin joins us now. There was an application process as well involved, wasn't there? You kind of had to send off a video, I think, to state your case. But as far as you're aware, what do you think the main aim of this big event is?
I mean, first of all, it's really exciting to be one of 50 young people to be selected from around the world to attend Davos. And I think for the World Economic Forum, it's really about bringing industries and the private sector and the public sector and civil society to come together to think about the big global issues and problems that we're facing, but more importantly, how we can actually work together to address it. So it's a really exciting and sort of ambitious goal for the Economic Forum.
Yeah, what's your personal agenda, if it were? What are the key issues you want to try and get out there?
Well, I mean, for me, London is an amazing city, and we are, in many ways, the envy of the world. We're innovative, we've got so many people with talent, but we also have over 2 million people in poverty across our city, particularly in some of our inner city areas, but also now in the outer London. So what I really want to sort of lobby for is for jobs for young people who are furthest away from the labour market. So, kids who've got offending records, give them a chance. And also, trying to get living wages, which really represent the amount of money you need to live a decent life in London. So, big issues, but I'm really positive about the kind of things we can do with these business leaders. I mean, there's going to be over 40 world leaders there, plus 3,000 other participants at chief exec level. So, it'll be really interesting being a kid from East London to now being at Davos to think about how we can work together.
Yeah, we often hear about these big summits. There was the climate change summit recently as well. What impact do they actually have, or is it all just people talking about wonderful ideas together and then they all go home and nothing ever gets done?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is the risk. But I think, given that's the first time, I'm hopeful that, change starts with discussion, and obviously be amazed about, the stories of how things like the civil rights movement, all of these big movements that changed the world started off with a small group of people in a room deciding we want to change things. With all of these people with such power in a room, there's a lot of potential for creating change. So I guess it's about finding out what it's going to be like, but also for me, we're going to be launching a pamphlet on the big challenges that millennials particularly are facing around the world. I've got a chapter from someone in Colombia who's calling for peace. I've got someone in Oslo saying the biggest challenge is city pollution. As I mentioned, mine's on in-work poverty across London. So far we've got some big meetings with some big major corporations and chief execs and sort of political leaders. So hopefully with those discussions it will start something which then leads to action and change.
Yeah, you put yourself forward in this position to go out there and face these people. Do you think you'll be intimidated by some of the names and some of the individuals there? They're very high-profile characters.
They're human beings too. So it's sort of like, they've got something that they want to do, and often you'd be surprised by, some people perceive, the people who attend Davos as sort of the 1% or people who are not like us. But actually, many of them come from humble backgrounds as well. So I'm just going there with a positive agenda, and I hope they listen. And we'll see. I'll give a story about when I was. My first ever job was working in Harrods selling Christmas decorations, and actually on the first week will.i.am bumped into me and asked me for directions. I didn't actually know where he was pointing to. He was like, what kind of customer service is that? I was 16. He's actually attending Davos, so I reached out to him to be like, do you remember me 12 years ago when you were looking for something in Harrods? Now I'm working to try and help disadvantaged young people from similar backgrounds as myself to try and get onto the labour market, and he's interested in doing work with disadvantaged young people too. So again, we'll see and hope that we'll be able to work on something positive.
Well, we wish you well, Alvin. Keep in touch with us. Tell us how it goes. Perhaps when you come back from Davos, you can tell us if your points were listened to. Alvin Carpio there, who's off to that big event next week over in Davos. You're watching London Live News. This today, we'll be finding out how a London band